My name is Samuel Mizero. This is a brief history of ideas where we use a philosophical and scientific facts to explore the world we live in while understanding different origins and the meanings of our meta-narratives. Today, I decided to take you into the contextualization of our complex language and how it shapes the life that me and you will share. Only 13 days for reaching March 22, the day of hosting today's UN 2023 Water Conference in New York. It will be a great pleasure to have scientific community, philanthropic organizations, and other stakeholders participating in interactive dialogues aiming to bring sustainable development. Why am I taking my time to talk about this conference? The answer is simple, just a communication. Why none of us has ever heard of a conference like this held among other species like pigs, hyenas, or mice, perhaps trying to develop their lives? To answer, only Homo sapiens complex language can support this. The Homo sapiens complex language is absolute cornerstone of status quo of today's world. Because many philosophers, writers, and scientists spend their work exploring how we live in this world, I showed the centrality of complex language to the point we stand on now. Yuval Noah Harari, in his book Sapiens, demonstrated how everything started from energy, time, and space. 70,000 years ago, there were at least 6 species of insignificant Homo, but evolution left only Homo sapiens, which gained dominance of any other species in this world. Harari showed that Homo sapiens had a big brain that required more energy to work. However, the discovery of fire made the human eat cooked food and save the energy developed the brain. Professor John Hamilton M.C. Holter said that sort of mutation or leap of evolution that took place around 200,000 to 150,000 years ago led to the suaveness of human thought, which resulted in the origin of sophisticated human language that is now used for communication. Harari focused on the event that shaped humankind to advance their life and the world around them. This is possible through various issues like ability to live in virtual reality, say living in imagination world like inventing money, creating religions, nations rising, and many others. This creates a vivid communication which allows humans to cooperate in large numbers, thereby leading the world. All of these round complex language that human beings evolved better than any other species. Had Homo sapiens not led the world, we wouldn't be who, how, and where we are now. But how Homo sapiens were able to establish a strong collaboration among themselves and go far to control other things as well. An expert philosopher called Aristotle put out the way human beings developed behaviors for effective communication, which empowered them with potential to rule the world as they want. Moral ethics. In his book called Commercial Ethics, Aristotle demonstrated that virtue's characters are essential point in this world. He said, virtue is having right attitude toward pain and pleasure. To achieve this, he said that a virtuous person should know how to deliver hard truth gracefully, break bad news gently, and offer criticism in a constructive way rather than so breaking. Can hogs give a criticism or deliver truth? Of course they can't, as long as their simple language can't allow us. On the contrary, we human beings, we do, of course, because our complex language allows us to be virtuous, cooperate in large number, make debates through conferences, express our constructive criticisms, tell our imaginary stories, and do many other things which will make us read this world. Otherwise, the withdrawal of utility which our society breeds on exists without our complex language. Thinking is a possibility would be great thoughtless idea. Let's take a look at the book called On the Principles of Morals and Legislation of Utility by Jeremy Bentham. He said that utility tends to produce a benefit, advantage, pleasure, good, or happiness to prevent the happening of mischief, pain, evil, or unhappiness to the party whose interest is considered, like our society. How can you minimize the pain of someone without knowing the nature of that pain and what to do to minimize it? Our complex language helps us to know exactly what our neighbors like and what they don't like. And our language helps us to argue on what conforms to this law of utility, thereby disapproving or approving our action to transform our world. I'm not wrong. Your interest in this podcast pushed you to keep listening because you wanted to get more insight into my arguments, perhaps to broaden your worldview. This was possible because the complex language that me and you share connects us to exchange our ideas, to change whatever we wish, to steward forward this world under which everything finds its freedom. This is the history of ideas. Me, I'm Samuel Mizero. Stay safe.